Hello everyone! So this is my first video diary for my first ever bikini competition. So I'm hopefully going to be logging everything that happens, all my emotions, all my training sessions, diet, everything, all the changes. So I just thought that I would hop on here and do a little introduction so you guys know who I am. My name is Kim and I work as a personal trainer in Bristol. I'm 22 years old and I have decided to compete in this year's Body Power Expo in Birmingham in the NEC on the 10th of May. Now the reason that I have decided to compete is just for a few things actually. So when I was younger I was a competitive swimmer and individual sports have always been something that I've been really passionate about. I love challenging myself and knowing that I'm the person that got me there in the end. Love a good challenge, love hard work, and so from that young age I learned a very high level of commitment and dedication. When I was swimming I was doing that all the way through my GCSEs with 2 jobs as well, so it was hard work and I had no social life. But unfortunately things happened and then I had to give it up. And long story short, I've never felt like I've been particularly good or excelled at anything since then. So I go travelling, I do this, that and the other, I find myself, as everyone does when they travel, I come back and then I decide that, you know what, I've always been into sport, so let's give personal training a go. I moved straight to London after I got home from travelling. I was only home for about a week, so my mum hated it. Moved to London, did my studies, and then I came back to Bristol, which is about an hour from my home, and now I'm set up as a self-employed personal trainer here, which is going really, really well, and I absolutely love my job, so it was the best decision I ever made. But then the next thing was, once I'd settled down and my business was blooming and I'd finally earned a good bit of money, I'm able to get a flat with my partner, this, that and the other. The next thing for me was, what am I doing for myself? So that's when one of my colleagues turned around to me and asked if I was ever going to be thinking about competing, and I thought, oh, that's a bit of a compliment. So from then I did consider it, and then I was asked by a few other people again, saying that I should be competing or something or the other, or that I've got the figure to. So I really started considering it, to the point that last August, September, I decided that I'd just challenge myself and see if I could do a practice bikini prep period. So I did 12 weeks of a practice bikini prep. Bearing in mind I had no idea what I was doing. I had no coach, no nutrition coach, no posing coach, nothing. The only thing I knew was how to work out. I know the basics of diet. I know what foods I respond well to and what I don't respond so well to. So I kind of went in it head first and just thought, challenge yourself, see what you can do. In the end, I lost 1.5 stone, 8% body fat, and I was learning about lots of different things. So I learned about supplements, I learned about myself, so my own dedication, motivation, my self-discipline. I learned a lot more about diet, and particularly about vitamins and minerals, so supplements, in particularly things like iron, magnesium, selenium and stuff like that, and the effects they have on my body. I learned that I've been a little bit deficient over the last few years in iron and perhaps even collagen, which is why I've always had an issue with my nails not growing very long or my hair being quite dry. With curly hair anyway, that tends to happen, but since I've been taking those tablets it's made a big difference. So the whole practice period last year was such a big eye-opener for me, and the results that I saw were incredible. I didn't even think I was capable of it. So after that I spoke with my partner and I just said, I've got to give it a go. I've got to give it a go. Last year was a bit half-hearted because it was only a practice and I wasn't going to cancel all the plans that I already made for my best friend's 30th birthday, for my partner's birthday, for a few of the things that I had arranged. So unfortunately the diet wasn't as strict as I wanted it to be, and neither was my training, but I definitely hit some highs and some lows. I went through lots of different phases of the prep period, so I learned about how to listen to my body and rest when I needed it, so I ended up scheduling in naps. I also ended up doing things like having rest days when I needed them rather than trying to push through them. So I had to learn how to listen to my body again, not just with rest but also with diet, also with learning how to understand when I'm hungry, when I'm thirsty, when I'm bored, when I'm tired, because I used to be a very big culprit for comfort eating. So now I've really tuned into my hunger hormones, and I just feel like I know my body so much better than I ever have. So the practice prep was amazing for me. I didn't get the results I really wanted, but that's just me being a perfectionist. However, the results I did get, I'm really pleased with. So that leads me to this competition. So I'm actually 4 weeks in now, so I'm 13 weeks out of my bikini prep. Which means that I'm actually going to be competing this year, which is so exciting. I'm really nervous, but I have got myself a posing coach this time. I'm still going in head first, diving in the deep end. I'm doing my nutrition and my training myself. However, I've got myself a posing coach. Her name's Emma Hindman, the posing pro. She's on Instagram, she's everywhere. She's incredible. So I have no idea when it comes to posing. So she's been helping me with that, and I feel like my progress is coming on really nicely. One thing that I did want to talk about was the fact that I've had to really learn how to increase my own self-discipline. It's things like when you're going out with friends for a drink, they'll have hot chocolates and cakes, and for someone like me with a sweet tooth, you'll just join in. You won't even think about it, you'll just have some anyway. But because of the prep now, it is such a strict diet to follow, because you're pushing your body to boundaries, you're pushing your bodies to unknown territories, and you're trying to break that comfort bubble. One little thing that I like to say to my clients is, if it doesn't challenge you, it can't change you, and this prep is no exception. So those things, like going out with friends and stuff, has been a real challenge, especially in my last prep. But this time round, I'm trying to avoid going out, and if I'm going to go and see them, I go to their house, or I take green teas with me, or I take little protein balls, or they come around mine and I cook so that I know that it's something I can eat. For Christmas, my mum also got me a massive meal prep bag, so now I don't have to worry about going away for weekends and not knowing what to eat. I can prep the whole weekend and know that I've got food ready to go. So that's start of the prep. I'm 4 weeks in. I started at, I think it was 72 kilos, maybe just under, and now, so 4 weeks in, end of the 4th week, I am 66 kilos. So I've lost just under 6 kilos roughly, and I feel really good. I'm not struggling with diet too much. I'm on 1650 calories. My carbs, so my macros are 30% for carbohydrates, 40% for fat, and 30% for protein. That will be changing soon. I don't want to do it too soon, because I still want to be making sure that I'm keeping as much muscle mass as possible through my prep. But I'm trying to again lose body fat, which is hopefully the way it's going to go. And again, so far I started, I think, at 22% body fat, and now I'm down to 16.4% as of today, I think. So it's all going in the right direction. I'm not struggling too much with diet. Training I'm absolutely loving, which I'm really shocked about, because the last week I've been really tired. My hours at work now are 45 hours with clients, and then with shifts at Pure Gym where I work, and then on top of that I've got admin, I've got Pilates classes. So it turns out, I think it works out that I'm working at about 60 hours a week. I'm training twice a day with 1 day off on a Saturday at the moment. So I've been really tired, but considering that, and considering how much I've got going on, I'm coping a lot better than I was the first time round. The practice prep definitely opened my eyes and made me think, you're not hungry when you're eating 2,000 calories. No way you're not. So the diet thing, I think mentally I'm wrapped around that now. The hardest thing is just pushing through when I'm tired, because that is still one of my weaker areas, definitely when I'm more likely to comfort eat. So I've got to try and avoid that. But yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. I'm also doing something called carb loading. So that means that you'll have one high carb day and one low carb day a week. Now, the only reason I decided to do this was because in my first prep, I found that halfway through the week, so about Wednesday, Thursday, they're both my longest days, I'd have a massive crash. I'd be exhausted, I'd be tired, I'd be moody, I'd be fatigued, I'd be quite grouchy. My partner did not like me on those days. So I decided that if I'm gonna make sure this time I have a day off so that I don't go catabolic and I don't get exhaustion and stuff, then why don't I carb load and have a high carb day midweek when I've got my busiest days, when I train about 3 times because I'm teaching classes as well, and then on my day off on a Saturday I just have a low day. So what I've decided to do is I'm not strictly increasing just my carbs, I'm actually increasing all of my calories, but because of that the carbohydrate amount goes up by gram. So on a Thursday I'll have the same amount of calories, but my carbohydrates go up to 40% rather than 30. And then on a Saturday, let's say I'm on 1650 calories at the moment, a Saturday I'll be 1550 because I'm not working out. My macros are still the same on a Saturday they are for the rest of the week apart from Thursdays. So my macros would be 30 carb, 40 fat, 30 protein, and it seems to be working really well. So it just means that I'm reducing the risk of basically accruing any extra body fat on the days that I'm not working out. So it's lower calories because I don't need as many calories or energy because I'm not working out. Simple. But the carb loading is working really well. This Thursday in particular, I felt like it was catching up with me. So the carbs on the Thursday really helped me. Bearing in mind, I did fasted cardio in the morning. I did a weights workout. I did a cardio in the afternoon, and then I still had to teach body pump and a spin class in the evening. So it's quite an active day for me, as well as teaching Pilates. So those carbs that I had aren't going to waste, which is great. Mood-wise, I feel so much happier. I feel so much calmer. The only problem is if and when unexpected things happen, I need to know how to manage stress. So stress isn't just, the stress that you get in your head. It's exercise, it's strict diets, it's family problems, it's anything that might cause you a little bit of distress or that might stress out your body is stress, so everything. And I need to know how to manage that. So when you have arguments with your partners or your families or stuff like that, you've got to really understand when you need to pull yourself away and when you need to try and reduce the amount of stress, because it's not going to help, especially with prep. Stress increases your cortisol levels, so it's just going to increase your weight gain in body fat basically. I actually had a week like that last week or the week before last, and my body fat went up by 2% because of all my stress. So one thing I need to make sure I'm doing is managing it. So this time round I am actually doing yoga once a week in hot pod yoga. I'm pretty sure they've got them all over the UK now, and it is amazing, may I say. Just to be honest with you, I used to be proper snobby because I teach Pilates myself. I thought, no, God, I don't do yoga. But I've gone to do it completely new as a novice, as a student, not a teacher, and it's really, really good just for my own mindset and just to get a bit of a release and relaxation for the rest of the week. It's not like anything else I do. So when I go there on a Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m, it's like my place, my happy place. Starts the weekend off nice as well, and Saturdays are my rest days, so it's a good way to start the day, really. So yeah, that's about me. I don't really need to speak about anything else, I don't think, but this is my instruction video, so video 1 is complete. I will speak to you guys later in the week. If you have any questions about my prep or how it's going, please let me know and I'll try and answer them in the next video. See ya!